Well, hello, all you humans and legal grass enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a special occasion. I'm celebrating my 1,000 subscriber mark by watching the Guide to BTS, the Bangtan 7 by Taylor Mark. This video came highly recommended and highly requested by the army of BTS fans. I understand the fan base is called army. I usually just refer to fan bases as fan bases, not by their particular names, because there's no way I could possibly memorize every fan base's names. I myself consider myself the one adjacent. I am not the one, which is a baby metal fan, and I consider myself a Neverland, even though I'm not officially a member with a card. I am a Neverland. But beyond that, there's a lot of fan bases out there. Each group is going to have their own fan base, their own stick, color, combination of colors. And it's just, for a person to memorize that kind of thing, I would have to dedicate my entire life to doing that. And I just possibly couldn't. But I understand that ARMY is a huge, huge group. And it's understandable that this group is so popular, given the fact that they have, by your comments, they have transcended not just one, but multiple genres. They are beyond just a Korean music group now. They are a worldwide group. So I'm looking forward to learning more about this group and more about the history behind the group, and hopefully be able to put names to faces by the end of this video. But enough talk. Let's get to the video, shall we? Now, considering how this video is 40 minutes long, I did grab a snack because I do expect myself to get a little peckish during the watching of this. But I look forward to learning more about this group, and I don't do any kind of scripting, so I probably will take pauses and breaks just to get a bite in. This was made back in May of 22, huh? Crazy, it's been a whole year's worth more of stuff since then. Hey, I recognize that video. This is like the music you hear to like an intro to a concert or something, isn't it? Ooh, limber. Okay, I may find myself pausing just to read the subtitles because I'm not a speed reader. Group of 3 rappers and 4 vocalists from South Korea known for their stage performances. Now, even though it says 4 vocalists and 3 rappers, usually rappers can sing as well most of the time, right? They all take turns singing on their songs, right? BTS! She got excited. Together, they've won over 700 awards, including Artist of the Year 2021 American Music Awards and 12 Billboard Music Awards. It's American Billboard, right? Billboard's American.
Huh. 2019 멜론 뮤직 어워드 올해의 아티스트.
Okay. I don't know MMA. I've heard of Mama's before. Mama's is a Korean. It's basically like Korean billboards, right? MA, I assume, is music awards, but I don't know what the M or the MA are. Is M like Mnet?
방탄소년단.
Melon. Oh, okay, Melon. I see it. I saw Melon. So they still represent Korea, even though you guys are saying they're worldwide. They still represent Korea as a group because of their achievements. They're recognized for. Oh, I missed what he said. Special presidential envoys. Oh wow, they have diplomatic status. That's pretty impressive. I feel like that's been a big push, the Asian inclusion and
name BTS 7 member. Please come.
That I hate this. This is going to be a lot of pausing, you guys. A lot of pausing. But I know that I started noticing an Asian inclusion movement back in 2018. It's probably around 2018 that I really started noticing. So I'm glad to know that, you know, it finally culminated into something noticeable by 2020. Is this them busking? Is this like early on when they were busking? I mean, they just said K-pop.
연습 시간을 강제하지도 않았고 생활을 통제하지도 않았어요. 모든 것에 자유를 주고 멤버들이 자발적으로 참여할 수 있게 했습니다.
Wow. So they were given complete control by this guy to create their own scheduling? Shared one bedroom and a small room. That's pretty common. Yeah, they're like a busking. The whole sharing one room with 7 people, that's something that I've noticed happens a lot in the K-pop industry, especially. But it's something that I was used to in the military, because in the military you're also forced to bunk with a lot of people, 2 to 3 other people in the same rack as you, and it's something that's used by the military to get people closer together. The closer you are, the more time you have to create chemistry and to learn about each other, because you don't have to. You're not enclosing yourself in your own little personal space. You have to share that space with other people, which means if you want to get along, you have to basically socialize with them and get to know their pros and cons, so that you don't step on each other's toes or say the wrong thing to each other, and become a group, become a close-knit group. I can understand why they do that. You know, they took from the military because it worked for them.
2013년 1월 12일 진의 일지
2013년 2월 8일 지민의 일지
2013년 4월 10일 슈가의 로그
2014년
From YouTube blog. And that's another thing that BTS had going for them at the time that they debuted, or maybe before they debuted. YouTube was huge by that time already. You know, I started with YouTube way back in the, 05, 06, something like that. I'd been on there since then. But by the time they debuted, YouTube was a great platform for getting your name known to the public in general. It's free. And I remember when Pentatonics did that. I followed Pentatonics for quite a while before they made it onto the big top, the big name, because they won an event, and then they were dropped by their label, and then they went on YouTube to make a name for themselves. They said, hey, look, label dropped us, but we're going to go ahead and do our own thing anyways on YouTube. And that's how they got their notoriety. That's really how they became super famous. And I can understand that BTS would be a great platform to do that. Bangtan Bombs. Basically like their own little behind-the-scenes reality show kind of thing. I love that, you know. I love watching shows like that.
일기의 수도는 하나 둘 셋.
Waffle. One of my friends watches In the Soup. I need to pay attention to that someday. This is definitely the way to get fans invested in you. You show them the behind the scenes, the real you kind of thing, you know? That's what people really like to see. Oh, these are all the different genres. Okay. R&B, Latin pop, ballad, pop. K-pop, like social justice. And that's another thing I want to point out is I know a lot of you in the comments say that they take on these really poignant themes in their music, and that makes complete sense. People with society issues, with social commentary issues, people will gravitate towards a good message that really appeals to them because it also affects them. You know, people with depression and mental health and stuff, issues like that. It's very prevalent nowadays. You know, social anxiety is huge nowadays. You know, people like me who are jumping on YouTube and putting these VODs out, I'm not doing it live, so I'm not interacting with people. I get to interact with people through the comments, but comments are anonymous pretty much. So you can say whatever's on your mind and not feel the pressure behind it. You know, as a media creator, you know, I'm going to feel the pressure because I don't want to try to put something out that's going to piss somebody off. I'm putting something out because this is how I feel about it, and this is my take on it, and hopefully you guys agree with me. But if you don't agree with me, I have to find the mental stability to say, you know what? I can see from your perspective, or I can understand the point that you're trying to say, and either I disagree with it or you've changed my mind. But I can understand that really appeals to a lot of individuals. Self-love is a big thing. You know, a lot of people out there that have problems with loving themselves. Yeah. And it's nice that they address that, you know. Kim Namjoon. Okay, this is RM. Leader, main rapper. 94. September of 94. Wow, he's like 28 now. But RM is the one that I originally gravitated towards. That very first video I saw of them, that I noticed them as a group, not just heard the music, but actually watched the video. It's like, that's the guy. I like him. He immediately just exuded charisma to me. Good to know he's the leader. So he was signed first as the leader, or as the first member. Now, how does it work? Does it work where if you're signed first, you automatically become the leader, or they choose you as leader, and so they sign you first? He's also the tallest, huh?
남준인데 넌 최고의 리더. 빌보드부터 시작해서 갑자기 다 좋은 결과들이 있는데 사실 남준이 없었으면 아무것도 못했어. 상상을 했겠습니다. 진짜 못했어. 이건 진짜 정말 리더죠.
남준이 진짜 말할 것도 없고 너무 멋있는 사람이고 그래서 저희를 이끌어주는 그런 리더 리더의 자격이 있는 사람입니다.
He seems like he has a lot of not just charisma, but the ability to make and take jokes, and the ability to represent the group as a whole.
제가 요리하고 있으면은 가끔 남준이가 RM이 와서 도와준다고 하는데 제가 아니 너무
You guys have to let me know what RM stands for, because his name is Kim Namjoon. So what does RM stand for? It doesn't have anything to do with his name, right?
가 빠져있으니까 여기 구했잖아요 아까. 요거 빼고 요거 빼봐요. 그러면 5가 나오죠. 8은 58.
58 정답? 별로 격차는 있었지만 언어, 수학, 외국어, 사회 과목에서 전국 상위 1.3%.
Oh wow! Top 1.3% of the nation.
知ってますよ。ジミンさんが特に大好きなパートがあります。
最近よく言いました。
You brought us here and made us shine.
Made what?
Made us shine. Made us shine.
Made us shine.
Made us shine.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Well, it's impressive. It's always impressive to me to hear people from other countries speak English so fluently. English, I always hear some people say English is the hardest language to learn. I natively speak English and I always have trouble remembering words to say. You'll hear it a lot. I do a lot of editing on my videos because I say a lot on my videos trying to think of the right words. To think that you can fluently speak English, Korean.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
He's the one that I remember speaking a lot during interviews on late night shows. I believe it was Corden or Fallon that I saw him on.
I can't choose it.
그렇게만 하는 게 사실은 너도 많이 아프잖아. 와 시원하진 않는데.
네. 아 깜짝이야. 와 쩔었다 이럴 줄 알았는데.
심장은 꺼내 한여름의 선택 작전을 개시하지 그래 내 이름은 브레이드 다 먹는 내 이름은 왜 여기 내가 차린 놀이동산 포도 레버
That's a cool album cover.
본 이름은 그레이디 나의 성은 에버 절대 기별 시켜 안에 나는 에버 아니 나는 내가 두려워 이미 노알보가 돼버렸거든
2018 solo mixtape. That's a very simplistic album cover. Say I hate you, soul. So he's so fluent in English. It begs the question: is he the one who all the members go to for when they have English parts? He helps them pronunciate better, so they get the pronunciation of those English words. Do all of them know English somewhat, or do they just fake it for the phonetics? I mean, there are some amazing artists out there that can fake other languages just by using phonetics. Second youngest, most song copyrights in South Korea. This is something I'm going to want to know about, is the process of album making. When it says he has copyrighted songs, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how it works in Korea, but I'm pretty sure in America, in order for you to gain a copyright on a song, you have to have produced it. There are, shadow writers, people who write lyrics all the time, but if an artist picks up those lyrics and sings those lyrics, the producer, the one who produces the song, is the one who retains the copyright for the song, right? So that means that he produces the music as well as writing the lyrics. Or is it just something related to just writing the music itself, the tones and melodies? Aww.
Jin got me a bicycle.
What a pretty bike. So does he always have hair that's not naturally brown? I mean, his hair is naturally brown, so he always colors his hair, always? This is Suga, aka Agust D. Min Yoongi. Okay, so Min Yoongi is his real name, and then he goes by aka Agust D or Suga.
너 때문에 논다면 걸걸 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지 그 다음은 그래 뭘 관심이 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하대 맘보다
This is gonna ruin a song for me. Detwita, I don't want to hear you just yet. They catch them so early, like they're 13 when you first see them. So Suga auditioned, and RM was signed based off of his previous. I guess they scouted him.
17살 돌려서 내가 밥을 먹으면 버스를 탈 돈이 없었고 하나도 돈을 못 받고 내모키도
슈가 설탕과 이제 랩핑걸시 이제
방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 뭐 이제 분장을 한다, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거 이제 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는
아니 분장 그런 게 아니라 여장.
Oh, is this what they were referring to before when they were talking about how the MCs kind of ridiculed them, or didn't give them a chance? It feels like they're being ridiculed right now. Like they're saying, you know, you're going up there with makeup on, you're like a girl, you're no longer a hip hop artist. They kind of excluded them from the hip hop scene because they joined a group that is more like an idol group. Stupid bugs. Sound angry. Oh, okay. Suga backwards. Suga. So DT Suga is Agust D. Ah, I get it. And DT is Degotown. Degotown? Huh. It's interesting how they come up with the names. Live rapping, man. You can't make mistakes when you do that. It sounds amazing. He's the main producer. Okay, so RM produced 183 of his own copyright tracks, but then Agust D has the most out of all of them as far as production goes. Melon Music Awards, MMA. Okay, now I know.
올해 방탄하기 내 인생의 전부 방탄소년단.
So he's saying he wants to be with BTS as long as he possibly can. You know? A lot of people can relate to that. A lot of don't give up themes in their music from what I've heard so far.
고맙다.
말을 안 해.
아이 고맙다. 그래 사랑한다.
외적인 게 아니라
성격적인 부분에서 뭐랄까 오글거리는 거를 잘 못하는데.
We're still talking about. We're still talking about
나오지 않아서
DT Sugar, right?
슈가 형이 그런 게 있어요. 되게 멤버들 안 챙겨주는 척하면서 은근히 챙겨주는 그런 게 있어요.
인경 뭐야? 형 도와드릴 일 없나요? 괜찮아 괜찮아. 너네를 위해서라면 뭐 이 정도야.
일기에 저한테 문자가 온 멤버가 있었어요.
He's shy. Oh, he's like one of those people that doesn't outwardly show emotion. He just leaves it to the music to do so.
네, 그럴 때도 이제 항상 BTS 방탄소년단을 생각하시면서 힘내시길 바랍니다.
I've heard bits and pieces of chicken noodle soup. I've heard bits and pieces of it. I think it's a meme. Main dancer and dance leader. So this is the dance. This is the dancer. A lot of pop and lock and a little hip hop. Woo, flexible, isn't he? So he's the main choreographer for the group then? Or he learns the choreography from a choreography instructor, and then he instructs the rest of them to help them, much like RM helps them with English. They all are, from the way this is being portrayed, they're all taking a part in creating the whole group. And helping each other out in all their little flaws, so they all are on the same level. I like that. Leave no man behind.
Let me now. Do you hear me? Yeah. Do you hear me? Yeah. 6, 7, 8,
They just, I mean, as a group, look at that. They so complement each other in fashion, and like the hairstyles, even though they all have a different hair color, it all complements together and it looks cohesive. I enjoy that. That's what I love about the groups in general. You know, like you can look individualized sometimes, but when you come together as a group, it just looks so good. Makes me wonder, does he have anything on is he showcased on that what is that show called? On Studio Choom? Does he have any Studio Choom videos? That answers my question. I was wondering about that because, you know, they're all vocalists. I feel like you have to, if your group is going to be this world renowned, you all have to be able to carry vocals at some point, right? You've got rappers, you've got singers, you've got dancers, but you got to be able to all take part in any one of the parts, right? So vocals are a big thing. Oh, so he's the one. Wait, are they not all part of the Korean Copyright Association? Just him? Do they only need one person as part of the association for them to copyright their own music? I love any song that has a chorus, like an actual chorus behind them. A lot of charisma.
You're my hope. I'm J-Hope.
J-Hope.
Happy birthday to you.
They seem like a very close-knit group.
뭔가 멤버들이 부탁이나 아니면 좀 뭔가 고민하는 것 같으면은 진지하게 들어주고 자기 것을 조금 더 주는 사람?
너무 예쁘고 착하고 다정한 것 같아서 석이 형은 정말 이 팀이 없었으면 안 될 사람이라고 생각할 정도로 고마운 사람인 것 같아요.
It's all these little heartfelt confessions that really make the group endearing to the fans, isn't it? That's it. That's the show. I saw them. Probably the first time I ever saw BTS ever was on. I think that was James Corden's show. Vocalist, visual composer, songwriter, producer. 92. So he's older than RM. Jimin.
학교를 등교하고 있었는데 그 제가 버스를 타고 이제 내리는 딱 그 타이밍이었는데 제가 이 멀리서 봐도 잘생겼잖아요.
사실 그건 맞아요.
맞아. 버스 내리는데 그분이 이렇게 내리는 쪽으로 오셔가지고 저를 붙잡고 와. 전 태어나서 당신 같은 얼굴 처음 봤다고. 아 진짜? 아 제발 저희 회사에.
언제부턴가 점점 연락하게 된 내가
So he actually joined Big Hit as a trainee.
우리 모두 다 눈물을 흘리잖아. 왜 네가 먹냐 이거. 순간 우리 학교로부터 이제 내 맘이.
Wow. I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive. I'm not going to say it's not. That not only did this group grow up together from a young age, because I mean, some of them joined when they were 13, but they had to go through high school and get their degree. They had to go through, I guess they're going through college and getting their degree through that as well. And then on top of that, they have to learn choreography. They have to go on this worldwide tour and do shows and perform. They have to represent Korea on whatever they decide. Hey, you're a representative of us as a diplomat. We need you to go here. They're doing all the charitable fun stuff. I can understand that, there's a lot of people that would respect that, and it makes sense. I'm super impressed by that. Theater and major film with BTS didn't place a character in a fictional storyline on some BTS albums. So that makes me wonder, does that mean that each album has its own... Does each album have its own storyline? Or does that mean that there's a running storyline throughout all their albums that makes one cohesive story? That's a good question. I don't know the concepts of each album, so I'm interested in that.
이런 멜로디는 어떨까 뭐 이렇게 해서 막 다 써봤던 거예요. 아마 여기 있는 것들도 한 10번에서 20번 정도는 다 멜로디들이 바뀌지 않았나.
간절한 너를 원해 목숨 건 전부야 흩어져버린 빛속으로
Gifts for fans? He just makes random songs for the fans. Just makes random songs. Just like, yeah, here's a new song for you fans.
Every day you seem too far away. Every time I do, I tell myself
Whose second OST to reach 100 iTunes. Okay, I don't understand how iTunes works. You guys are probably more used to it than I am. I don't use iTunes, so when it says to reach 100 iTunes number ones, does it mean that there's 100 different like playlist categories that he reached 100 in, or he reached number one in, or does that mean like he hit number one and then something else hit number one and then he came back and hit number one again? Is that how that works? I'm not quite tuned into that since I don't use iTunes.
My fans. Oh, worldwide handsome.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy it, enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm enjoy. Yeah, I'm worldwide handsome. Yeah, hello.
Tall, skinny Korean guys are very. wait. This part right here where he's front door guy and third guy from the left, is that like I feel like that's like a kind of a joke on what I said too, because I don't know their faces and their names yet. So when I see one, I'm like, oh yeah, third guy from the left. I like him. He's a front door guy. I really like the guy with purple hair, like that. That's too funny.
진영 같은 맏형이 좋냐? 맏형 같은 맏형이 좋냐? 그래서 나는 그거한테 야 나는 그래도 진영 같은 맏형이 좋다. 그래. 그러니까 그러니까 숨겨진 뜻은 진영은 맏형 같이.
형이 맏형이잖아요. 되게 위기의 질서를 딱딱 지켜야 되고 되게 이런 사람일 줄 알았는데 사실 전혀 그런 형이 아니죠. 팀의 분위기를 전반적으로 이끌어가는 사람이 바로 진영이에요. 네.
It's amazing color.
대표.
때리지 마, 때리지 마. 형이 할게. 면 끓여줄게.
Wait, what is that? 정시?
때리지 마, 형이 할게.
I heart janchi gooks. What is janchi?
자, 동걸 네가 나보다 맛있게 먹어라.
내가
Oh, is
항상
that a food? Okay.
까불거리고 항상 막 와 이러고 웃는 이유가 내가
He seems very
까불거려서
comfortable
행복할 때도 있지만
being sociable with everybody. He's having conversations and looking natural and calm doing it.
상대방을 웃게 해가지고 나를 웃게 하는 거야.
He's a sociable person, isn't he?
자, 저희가 지금 이절섭이 재판이 저희가 지금 이정후를
진영한테 뭔가 행복 뭐 이런 거라든지 인생을 재밌게 살아야겠구나 이런 거를 되게 많이 느꼈던 것 같아요. 배우고.
That was cool. Just showing the fun-loving side of them, huh? This is honestly this whole video itself that Taylor made, it's very well produced. It's like a very candid documentary style video. It's really good. I was expecting like an actual narrator, but it kind of makes me happy that I read it and then I can watch the videos along with it. Super tune out. A lot of commercials built into this video though. Jungkook. Main vocal, dancer, composer, songwriter. Something I've noticed about every single one of them they showed so far, they're all songwriters and producers. Some of them are composers, some of them aren't. But vocal dancer, I think, comes with all of them, right? Some of them are mains, some of them aren't, but they're all vocal and dancer. But then they all seem to be songwriters and producers as well. So do they all get a chance to produce a song or two on each album? 7 different agencies wanted him after his audition. He chose Small Big Hit because of one person. I mean, I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say it's RM, right? I had that feeling it was RM. Yeah. He definitely has charisma. He has charisma that you'd want to gravitate towards. Cotton 4K. Oh. So did he record this way back when he first started? Huh. Jungle. You know, you see him in a school uniform, but he does have that kind of that face and look that would be perfect for the main protagonist in like a K-drama, like a school setting K-drama.
뭐 이때까지 저 이제 15살 올라와가지고 옆에서 되게 이제 뭐 어떻게 보면 저를 키운 거죠. 네. 그래서 옆에서 이렇게 잘 해줘서 고맙고.
Oh no, nope. As much as I want to watch and hear this, I don't want to ruin my future self with. Oh. 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 And even a rapper, yeah. See, dancer, vocalist, rapper. I feel like they could all take a turn doing any one of their own parts, like swap parts out.
근데 이제 정국이가 빠지면 되게 데미지가 세요. 물론 7명 누가 또 그렇지만 정국이는 어쨌든 역할 메인 보컬을 담당하고 있고 퍼포먼스적으로도 본인이 센터에서 굉장히 중요한 축을 담당하는 파트가 굉장히 많은 친구거든요. 정국이가 빠지면 대체가 안 된단 말이에요.
언제쯤일까 다시 그때 마주한다면 눈을 보고 말할래요.
I feel like they already said that. Did they say that about a different member?
했던 기억 속에 나 홀로 춤을 춰.
Man, I would love that hair. So they not just create music for their own albums, but they also create music for the fans. I find that really endearing. I mean, that's not just a way to draw in the fans, but keep them happy and make them a part of their whole lifestyle. Like you know, you always hear the fans are the main part of what keep a group alive. Man, I want to mute this so badly, but I want to hear it too. Wait. Okay, so BTS Webtoon. So they have their own like online comic or animation? They made an anime about BTS. So many ads built into this. Ah, he's the youngest. Okay, that makes sense.
우와! 나도 놀랐어. 정국이 밤로스야, 밤로스.
He still looks young. He could definitely pass for a high school K-drama main character for sure. You know, it's in filming a video. It's very interesting. They have to stay in shape because they constantly have choreography and stage presence that they have to maintain a certain level of energy for, right? But the fact that you can not just keep your energy up for that, but also find time to learn a new skill like boxing or something is very impressive. I could not imagine myself being able to maintain a schedule of dance practices, stage performances, variety show performances, and then also on top of that find time for after, performance skills and hobbies like boxing or instrument learning or language learning. It's a lot, and these aren't the only people who do that. A lot of groups do that, but they're doing it really well. And then he got to direct an actual music video for them, and that's a great foray into like making TV shows or movies later on in life. Oh, he's an emotional guy.
우리 정국이 안 하자니까. 편지 너무 잘 봤다. 우리 JK. 그래 아까 너무 열심히 쓰더라 편지를. 우리 JK.
I love that. I love the interaction that groups have with their maknae. You know, they follow the same. I'm gonna come back to this, but they follow the same kind of, I don't call it a trope, but the same kind of building blocks that a normal K-pop group would have. They have a main dancer, main rapper, main vocalist, but then they also have a maknae. And I love the interaction that the group always has with their maknae, because the maknae, being the youngest, is usually the one that's picked on the most, normally gets the least amount of parts in a song or something, unless they create the song themselves. But it's nice to see that they can turn the idea of being the youngest into something playful, that they get to kind of pick on them, but in a playful way. And it's endearing because they also include them, and they usually get a lot of attention. Wait, I want to go back. Wait. I want to go back.
귀여운 거, 이쁜 거, 마음 여리기. 누가 여리지? 몸만 안 여리지.
청구에 넣어야지, 청구에 넣어야지.
하지마. 미안해. 내가 잘못했어.
I'll bet, as skinny as he looks, I bet he could pick each one of them up, no problem. Wow, I really like this tone. He's amazing tone to his voice.
I'll be there whenever you want.
So he sounds like he was singing phonetically, but it sounded good. Okay, so this is V. Vocalist, dancer, composer, producer, songwriter. So yeah, I'm gonna see songwriter, producer on all of these people, but it's good to know that they all get a chance to compose and write some music for BTS.
V, is it true that you never actually intended on auditioning for BTS? You just went to the audition to support your friend?
True. Yes.
2011년 여름쯤에 빅히트 오디션을 한번 본 적이 있었는데, 그때 야 너도 볼래? 구경꾼이던 제가 네 저 볼래요 해가지고
To watch.
주고 또 없어? 노래도 하고 또 없어? 비트박스 하고 또 없어? 랩하고 또 없어? 색소폰 가져와서 색소폰 들고 또 없어? 네 이제 없어요. 이제 없었는데
That's enough.
게임을 하던 저한테 연락이 와서 여보세요? 대구에서 나 한 명만 뽑혔대요.
Really?
2013년 7월 10일 V의 첫 단독.
So, what I gathered from that little spiel was basically he went there to support somebody else who was auditioning, and somebody spotted him and said, "Would you like to audition?" And he said, "Sure, why not?" And he was literally the only one who made it from that whole thing with the callback. That's crazy. I mean, if we wouldn't have the BTS group we have now if he had said no, or if he was shy enough to say no to auditioning. But, you know, it's crazy that you get scouted like that by somebody. Somebody's got a good eye who picked him up.
나는 일단 오래전부터 멤버들이랑 같이 생활했다. 6명 그룹일 줄 알았던 방탄이 7명이
기다립니다. 잘난 것 하나 없는데 단 하나란 걸 알았어.
Yeah, he definitely has a little bit of
꼭 갖고 싶지만
it's not vocal fry. What's the word I'm looking for? He has a little bit of not huskiness. It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't look it up.
Later.
Well, I tried looking it up, and the best thing I could come up with is sultriness. There's a sultriness to his voice. Oh wow, amazing at the higher register. He's so clean. This show, I started the first episode. I want to watch the rest. I didn't know he was in it. Oh wait, this is V, right? This is the guy that is in that Ginny's Kitchen show that I've been watching. That's who this is. That's right. Host number 1. Well, he's done a lot of songs for different shows. Soundtracks, huh? He does have that kind of voice that works perfectly for it. Part of the dance line. So that begs the question. He's been with the group since the beginning in 2013 when they debuted. So it took 5 years for them to recognize him as part of the dance line. Does that mean that they considered that he wasn't good enough to be part of the dance line before, or because he had a certain level of skill, they finally said, you know what? We're going to make you part of this mini group that we've created that is the dance line. I don't know how that works in the K-pop industry. I love his hairstyles. All his hairstyles. That's the one I remember the most.
보라 색깔의 뜻이 뭔지 아세요?
보라색이요.
빨주노초 파란보의 보라색이 마지막 색깔이잖아요. 제 보라색은 상대방을 믿고 서로 오랫동안 사랑하자라는 의미인데요. 근데 저는 그 뜻처럼 영원히 오랫동안 함께 이렇게 볼 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
And I've seen a lot of people in the comments use that I purple you and use purple hearts. So is he the one, V, he's the one who came up with the idea of using I purple you? Is that where it originated from? Huh. He looks like a gamer. I also share that with him. I love jazz. And I play the trumpet.
장난기가 많고 어디로 튈지 모르는, 어떻게 보면은 우리 중에 가장 사람다운 애가 아니었나.
이거는 자 가자. 설마 왜?
얘는 딴데요.
누가 딴데?
아까는 결과잖아. 아까.
Wow, that's impressive. You can also tut with the fingers.
포자했다. 혹시 손 들어보실래요? 수학 어워드. 무슨 어워드?
자, 시작하겠습니다. 그래미.
Jimin, another person, the one name that stuck in my head, Jimin. He's the one in the comments that you told me was the dancer that really stood out to me in Black Swan. Hark Jimin. Composer, songwriter, producer, vocalist, and main dancer. Don't they already had a main dancer, right? This part was for the ladies. I'm sure there's some fans out there that are really losing their mind over this video. I love the dance style where you can like move your body and then just stop and like it always blows my mind how you can just stop on a dime and move part of your body. (2012). So he had a year. I did not expect that voice to come out of that mouth. Wow, he has a really high voice.
자신보다 굉장히 남이나 혹은 이 팀을 더 배려하는.
Let's have like no Adam's apple.
무대나 이런 그런 부분에 있어서도 굉장히 사람을 이제 홀리게 하는 되게 재능이 있고 굉장히 무대에서 큰 축을 담당하는 굉장히 멋진 전방위 아이돌이 아닌가.
One thing I will say after hearing like RM speak and all the rest of them speak about each other, they are so good at complimenting each other. It doesn't come across as being rehearsed. It's just something that, you know, comes out from them naturally about each other, but they're so good about propping each other up and giving good points about the other members. It's really good. I love it. That's a voice to be envied right there. I could sing this song at 10, not now. Huh. I watched The Eternals, I don't remember that song. There it is again, the 100 number ones. Not sure how iTunes works, but I'm very interested to know how they rank stuff. How it becomes a number one and then doesn't, and then becomes again. Aha! This is what stuck in my head. This is the Jimin that I remember. His dancing is so good in this video. Stood out for sure. And y'all told me it was a corset, not a cummerbund. Choreography though.
MC guy.
Oh damn bro.
Pretty sexy lovely 아니었어?
플러스
Pretty sexy lovely sweet guy.
And they're not afraid to show affection for each other, which in a lot of groups of men, especially in the West, we're taught to not show outwardly emotions and affection to each other. It's just not something, the bro code thing is a very Western thing. In Korea, it seems like it's quite the opposite. They're not afraid to show it. Maybe it's just this group, but it seems to me like it runs through all the gal groups that I've seen too.
내가 어리광을 피우지 않는 거 아니잖아. 아니야, 지민이 잘못했지. 아니 잘못했지.
They treat him like the baby. He is the baby. That's the one thing I love about the K-pop music culture. Regardless of what you guys say, when it comes to the group forming and the way that they interact, the youngest is always treated like a baby, and it's so endearing. It really is. It's really fun to see that kind of hierarchy turned into like almost like playful teasing. Wow, Taekwondo. Now you can integrate that into your.
Call you on the phone, need you on the other side, so when your tears roll down your pillow like a river, I'll be there for you.
Work well,
I'll be there for you.
Put all that energy in use.
우리 오셨어? 아니에요. 여기 아니에요. 몰라요, 여러분. 모른 척 해주세요. 실수. 진짜 실수다 이거는.
시작할 때부터 부족한 거 많고 되게 보잘것없고 되게 아무것도 없는 저였는데 우리 멤버들이 저 도와주고 이끌어주고 해서 되게 여기까지 올 수 있었고 되게 멤버들이랑 함께하면서 되게 행복하다고 느꼈고 우리 멤버들 진짜 멋있어요. 진짜 여러분 방탄 멋있죠?
That is a lot of people. BTS Army fan chant starts with the leader and follows with the oldest to youngest. Okay.
Actually, a lot of people are very curious about this, but it's very simple. There's 100% of success, and I'll give 50, I'll give half to the armies. We put like 5% each, like 5% value, so that's 35. And I give 15% to the Hyben Bicket. If it's a trophy, my percent is like 5. I always try to realize that for myself, and it really helps me keep myself down to earth, and I think it's really important to survive in this crazy industry.
I completely agree with them. They put a lot of effort and work into it, but it's the fans that keep them afloat, that bring the hype and keep them popular. What kind of artist are you if you put out music but nobody's a fan of it, right? You're still putting out amazing music, but nobody hears you, nobody shares it. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing that video. Little chibi versions of them. Wow, it looks like it's made by DreamWorks or something.
조정석. 만약에 이거 인정 안 하시면 이제 아미들 다 이제 채널 찾아가.
자, 깔끔하게 정답 맞췄고요. 다음 인정하겠습니다.
Another thing I think about because there's so many people that are part of ARMY, because they've become this well-known thing all over the world. So when you go to a part of the world and you're being interviewed by a camera crew, the interviewer, holding the mic, at least one of those people has a fair chance of being an ARMY member, right? That's how the math would work out, right? So you always got somebody who's gonna hype you or gonna know something about you. If somebody on the crew asks a question and be like, oh, I know that answer. I can answer that for you.
The Korean band BTS donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter. Well, on seeing this news, BTS fans, known as the BTS Army, pledged to match their donation, raising another $1 million in less than 24 hours.
It starts off thinking, what do the boys love? And what are the things...
That's literally like 3 cents by each ARMY member, right? That's how that math works out?
We can do in their name.
I've been part of those drives before. Wait, so is this a list of all the people who have donated to charities with them? Or is this all the different charities that they've been a part of? Because that's a lot of charities.
The armies, I know, and the BTS, you all know, we're all strong. We'll find a way. We always have. If there's no way,
a massive team to keep track of all that.
Let's draw the
logistics.
map, the whole map again.
와우.
아, 이건 반칙인데?
Ruining another song for me. I really want to celebrate with them, but I'm gonna turn this down. Okay, now I know this is from 2022, and I know that V Live isn't around anymore. I used to watch V Live stuff, so I look forward to Reverse. I look forward to delving deeper into another video of theirs. It was a really good video that helped me see each individual and give me a little bit of background on what they've contributed as BTS to stuff outside of the Korean industry. So I'm very happy that I got a chance to see that. This video ended up being a lot longer than I expected, than I intended. I did a lot of pausing to give my comments during the video, so I won't give a long spiel at the end of the video, because I've already pretty much said what was on my mind as I was watching the video. There were some things that I missed as I was talking, and I may end up catching some of that on the second time around. I do plan on watching the other guide that you all recommended. Whether I do it on screen or off screen in my own time. I may just do it off screen to learn more about the character, I keep saying characters, the group members, because I'm so used to anime. I apologize. I do a lot of anime stuff, and I do a lot of TV show stuff. So I apologize if I accidentally refer to them as characters. I don't mean they are characters. I mean the members of the group. The other thing I wanted to say was it was very comprehensive. It did give me a little flavor in every part of the group that I wanted to know about, except the actual music production side. I'd love to know more about their actual music production. There's probably a discography list out there somewhere that lists all the members who contributed to an album or to the songs on the album, but who creates the concepts that centralize each album? And are the albums, as they are conceptualized, do they form a narrative? Because they did mention that one of the members, I believe it was Jin, was the one who tends to be the main character in the storyline. So does that mean that for an album they have a main character that performs a storyline and then the songs reflect him going through that story? Or is it one overarching storyline throughout the history of BTS albums that there is this one main character that is represented, and each of the albums is telling a different part of his story, his narrative, his life, whatever. And he represents either BTS or he represents some fantastical character that was created just to tell the story of the albums. That's something I'm really interested in. Concepts are very important in Korean industry music. I'm gonna call it Korean industry music. You know, whether you guys agree to them being Korean industry or not, they stemmed from Korean industry, and the Korean industry tends to follow that narrative of concepts and mainline dancers, main vocalists, the main rapper, the oldest and youngest, the maknae or whatever they call it. So I'm going to just, in my head, I'm not going to be able to get over that fact that they still follow that basic building block. And I don't fault them for it, because it is a really tried and tested building block to start with. Honestly, like I said way back in the beginning of this video, the Korean music industry treats a group kind of like a military group, a small group of individuals that are put together, put to the test. They're all guided with the same kind of skills. They're given choreography lessons and voice lessons and possibly, you know, writing lessons even. Who's to say? But they are treated like a small group who have to work together for years, more than likely because of a contract. And so you have to build chemistry with them so they understand each other and end up helping each other become stronger, become better. And it's pretty easy to see that's what BTS has done. They started in a room of 7. And because they were so close and they were always, you know, climbing over each other or whatever to move around, you know, they learned to synergize. And that was one of the things that I think I took away from this video. The other thing I took away from this video was each individual member has strengths. They didn't really focus on anything but their strengths, but they have a lot of strengths. And together when they form their group, I've got a bug that's flying around me. Oh my goodness. Together when they form a group, they combine their strengths and become something even greater. And I really like that. It helped open up my eyes to more than just the music group that is BTS. And I like that. So thank you to everyone who had a part in recommending this video for me, and I look forward to editing the heck out of it because there are a lot of pun moments in there, and probably a lot of exposition that I could have easily not said. Fortunately, there was a lot of times where I was reading and paying attention to the video that I didn't hear the music in my head, so it didn't stick in my head. There were a couple times where they were being very emotional and the music was playing a main part of it, so I had to mute it, or else I would end up ruining the future me's reaction to whatever song that was. That's all I have. So until the next video, stay chill.